Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Baiduri Podcast. My name is Amy Cheong, and I'm your host. And today, we're going to be talking about online scams and online crimes. So in this fourth industrial revolution, the digital age, we are more connected than ever. It is so easy to get in touch with someone. Communication is seamless. It's easy to trade. However, with all of these advancements in technology and all the advantages that comes with the advancements, we also have some disadvantages. We've got online crime, and this is not just subject to big organizations, it targets consumers as well, like you and me. So we're going to be talking about things like phishing with a P, identity theft, copycat government websites, love scams, holiday fraud, mandate fraud, even false charities. And the list of this is growing every single day. These aren't just reserved to your TV screens. It is real life, real experiences for some people. And if not, a lot of people have gone through this or are going through this at this very moment. And we want you to know that you're not alone. There is help, and we're going to be hearing experiences from one of our speakers, as well as what we can do to alleviate the situation and what we can do to avoid the situation completely. So with that, let me introduce to you our guests for today. Now, today we have three individuals here to speak with us on the issue of online scams and how best to spot the red flags and what you can do to stop as well as overcome online crimes. So please welcome to my immediate left, we have Izwana.
I am one of the Cyber Security Awareness Trainer at Cyber Security Brunei. One of my main tasks is to create cybersecurity awareness. Most of the time we go out and we talk to senior citizens and also children about this online safety and everything.
We also have to my right, Emily Binti Abdullah from playandlearn.bn on Instagram. And she's going to be sharing with us her personal experience to do with cybercrime and how she overcame that. And finally, to my extreme left, we have Amir Hamza, Head of IT Security at Baiduri.
In layman term, I'll manage and assure that the Baiduri Bank has cyber safe from any threat, cybersecurity threats. So that is where I'm trying to offer to the whole Bruneians for our Baiduri customers. Cybersecurity awareness is also part of my day-to-day as well. I'm glad to be here to share what are the insight, what are the knowledge on how to spot and prevent these scams online. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty important and a pretty big undertaking being the head of IT for a bank, mind you. There's a lot of information that needs to be guarded. On top of that, there's also, the amounts in people's bank accounts that need to be guarded as well. So I do not envy you with regards to your job title, but thank you so much and welcome guys to the panel. So we're going to kick it off by shining the spotlight back on Emily, okay? And we're going to be talking about what happened to her back in 2023, as you mentioned. So you've built this online presence from zero to almost 14,000 followers, which is not an easy undertaking. So well done to you on that. And in such a short span of time as well, 2 years. And then everything went dark. Tell us about that. How did it happen? We know a DM came in.
Basically, they said I violated
A sort of policy that they've got.
Yeah, policy that they got. Maybe I took music that was not allowed or something like that. The fact is, when they DM me, they also said that they will disable my account in 48 hours if I don't fill in the form. So they actually sent me a link, and that link, it didn't pop out. If the link didn't pop up, then you DM us, we will send you another one. I don't even know why I started DMing them also, but they did send me another link. So when I click that link, it actually, it looks like Meta, like the whole website looks legit. They did ask me to put in my username. They asked me to put even my password. And even they asked me my email address, and they also asked for my authenticator, actually.
You didn't think anything, bad was going to happen. You just thought, oh, maybe I used some music and this is what I need to do to get it back.
I have never encountered any of this. 4 hours later, around 2 plus, when I just reached home, opened my IG, suddenly said, there's no username. Yeah, so I panicked. That's when I knew I was hacked. And just 4 minutes after that, I received a WhatsApp.
Ooh. Okay.
So I received a WhatsApp. They said, hello, I got your Play and Learn IG. If you want to get it back, you have to buy from us.
Tricky.
They did send me a picture, a screenshot. All the subtitles and all in the IG, the one that they screenshot is all in Turkish already. I started panicking. I started crying. With all that happening, I tell myself not to reply them because every time I got a text from them, my body would shiver and my heart would drop. Like, even talking like this about it again after 1 year, it's still, I still get that.
Of course, because this is something that it's like your baby, almost like. You built it from the ground up. You've cared for it. You've nurtured it. You've got almost 14,000 followers. This is also your livelihood. It's where you sort of make money from as well.
When I started Play and Learn, I was 7 months pregnant. Actually posted something on my WhatsApp story saying not to reply anymore if any of them text DM, yeah, and they saw my story, so they actually said, hello, why are you not replying me? I am gonna sell your IG right now to other people. If you want, you buy from us. They gave me $700 USD. At first, I said no, I cannot transfer any amount to them because I know they will not give me back. But eventually, because like I said, this is my baby, so I have a bit of, telling myself maybe I have hope. Funny thing is, they send me reviews of them giving back the account to the...
They're pretty well-rounded scammers. They have a response for everything.
Yeah. So they gave me quite a lot of reviews, but they erased the name and all that. But there's one that they erased a bit, but I can see a little bit. So I actually added the WhatsApp and asked. He actually got the password and got the IG back after he paid. He did say he got it back, but my husband did tell me, don't believe that. They might be working together, In the back of my head, it's like, maybe I should just give it a try. 2 years of hard work.
So on top of, other than economic reasons, you wanted it back because you want those memories back, right?
I actually wanted those memories back. It is very precious because, my phone has so many pictures, so I couldn't sort it out. So that's why I had to have my IG back because of that.
Okay, so what did you do?
The first 4 days, I did not reply and they were so furious. They started calling me, dude, you don't want your IG back? You give me 700 USD, you transfer right now, and I will give you back your IG. I had to negotiate with him. He said, because with your amount of followers, it's reasonable for 500 USD. So I had no choice because day by day, they're starting to change my IG page. I hate it so much. I really don't like it that my IG page was moved and, the pictures they delete and all that. I told my husband, I'm going to transfer them. I know you will tell me no. I know everyone tell me no, but I had to do it. I had to try. The Western Union in Brunei, they can't transfer to Turkey. So I had to ask help from my friends in Indonesia. So they actually helped me and transfer him 500 USD. So when I transferred, it was 30th August 2023 was actually the Turkish victory day. Yeah.
Was it a public holiday so they didn't get the money or?
So that's what they said. They didn't get the money. I didn't know how to call Turkey. I didn't know how to, check with Western Union in Turkey, did they receive any money or, because the Western Union in Indonesia also is not as easy as that. That's why they got very mad. They got furious because we had to extend day by day. It takes time and process to transfer the money. So I wasn't sure also if they receive it or not. What he said was he drive 4 hours to Western Union. Yeah, so...
He could have just been sitting in his living room. You never know, right?
I said, have you received it after 4 hours? He said, no, it's far away. You made me drive far away. And when they reached there, the Western Union was closed. That's what they said. And they said they didn't receive money and the money will be returned back to me. But that was not the case. I didn't know why I didn't do it at first, but I checked the Western Union in Turkey. They can actually ask online, and you put in the number, the ID number.
To see if it's been collected.
Yeah. It showed that they had collected it actually. They tell me that he has a partner, so that partner actually took the money away.
So the story just got longer and longer.
But that was the end.
Gave up.
I gave up.
So what happened to your Instagram handle?
So after that, I immediately make a new IG. It will definitely be harder than before because first you have to find back all the customers that you lost, and you have to build all the pictures again from zero. Yeah, the reviews inside my IG are also precious. I get the customer reviews almost every day.
Hard lesson, hard experience as well. But can you share with us, with your current Instagram, what is your followers, numbers, like how is it going?
Just 1 year and 1 month, I gained back almost 20,000 now of followers. So that was actually more than what I lost. So Alhamdulillah, I really have never imagined. I always thought like, how long would I grow back to the same amount as before? But right now it's actually more.
And with that note, with every struggle, I know it's a really hard one.
It's really hard.
There's always a silver lining.
Yes, always a silver lining.
And you can always do better from experience. So you've learned, and then later on we're going to talk to you about how you're doing things differently. But now we're going to swivel over to this side, side of the conversation with the experts now, and ask them about, you know, what happened here and maybe the different things that she could have done differently. So perhaps Izwana could give us a bit of an insight on that. We've heard her story, and now it's time to dissect it and find out more.
Okay, first off, thank you, Emily, for your story.
Thank you.
It started like very dramatic, of course, and then towards the end, it has that happy ending. So just to share with you, in my line of work, I always encounter victims like this, but it's not always happy ending. But today, it's a bit refreshing. So it's good for you, you know?
Thank you.
First off, when Emily received, WhatsApp, is it? DM. And then through the DM, it says the kind of stuff that it uses fancy words like policy, stuff like that. And then macam, it makes you feel panic. It has that sense of urgency, correct?
Yes.
I remember you click on a link, and then that link redirected you to a website that looks like the legitimate website.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So the way we see it here, it's the typical, typical characteristics of scams. It also has that element of phishing with a P. Yeah. So what you could have done differently, actually, you could have just ignored it. Everyone should just, when they receive unsolicited messages, you need to double check, of course, and then maybe you copy paste all the messages and paste it on Google, because sometimes it has all those it tells you it's actually a scam, you know. Maybe that kind of messages already appeared on Reddit, and then those comments will say, oh, that's a scam. So yeah, just whatever messages you receive next time, if it's something unexpected, jangan
I don't think she'll ever do it ever. And I'm sure our listeners and those who are watching will also know, don't click on anything.
Click. Yes.
I mean, it's not just that sort of scams that we're seeing pop up in Brunei. You've got scams where your phone rings and there's a voice on the other side and they tell you to share information about your bank details, etc. And little do you know, after that, your account's gone. I've got a friend who this actually happened to her. One of our local banks, it's the number that called her. They asked for details, and then she checked her account. Luckily, she didn't have much in the account, but whatever she did have in the account was taken. And this, from what I hear, has happened quite often. We've got obviously the DHL scams. Apparently, we've ordered something online and we didn't know we did, and there's a link. Tell us, what are the other common scams that are popping up now?
Okay, so here are some of the reported cases to BruceCert. So back in 2023, we received the top 3 scams. It's a online sales seller scam. For example, you buy luxury bags, you deposit, and then tunggu-tunggu, hindi pernah sampai. Yeah. And then the second one is the loan financing scam. They would use legitimate organizations punya nama, like the ministry or something like that. And also, impersonation scam as well, like that. But as of 2024, as of today, the amount of cases is actually higher this year. This year, we already reached 219 cases.
And we're only in October.
October, yes. So the top three is the ones we receive. The first one is smishing, just like DHL. They even use Post Brunei, right? And then, of course, the investment scam. And then the third one is the online seller scam. The most interesting cases that is handled by our National Digital Forensics Lab, the cases they handled, the first one is the iPhone scam. We have iPhone 16 now. So someone would say, we have refurbished iPhone 15. They sell it on Instagram. I'm selling it for $200. And then what makes it look so legit is they use Bruneians to make the reviews. But actually, when the victim paid the phone, it never came lah. And then the second one is tabung bantuan scam. For this one, a lot of this advertisement popped out on Facebook.
Yes.
So when people click on the link, it will lead them to a website that will look like macam government website. It says about tabung bantuan and everything. And then towards the end, it will ask you to fill in details. And one of the question will ask for your Telegram code.
I don't even know what my Telegram code is.
Yeah, the one that is sent to your phone, the 6-digit code.
Yes.
They will ask for that code. So when you share it, they will take over a Telegram, and then they will text all your friends. Like for example, this one person, his Telegram kena take over. The scammer, I would call it, would text one of the friend and said, minjam duitmu RM20, sekarang pukul 11 malam ku bayar. So this person sent $20. If 5 people send $20, that's already 100, right? So that's the.
Then this poor guy utang so many people without even knowing it.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, so let's get Amir to chime in, with regards to investment scams, financial scams. What have you seen so far, and what in your department are you guys doing to sort of stop this from happening?
I can see in the current Instagram or in the media social, right? So regarding on power, if you know, right? So involve these two. Because I know this is scam, so I just click that link in the.
Where does it take you?
I just want to know, okay, what's the game on this? What is the modus operandi of this scammer? So it uses this celebrity to hook. To put a bait so that people will get hooked up. It's just kind of phishing, scamming, investment. So again, since I'm Malaysian, so I'm just sharing some of the scams that are really popular in Malaysia. It's a seasonal one. Will be happen mostly on the school holiday, and none of you is a wedding invitation scam. I want to invite you to my son, my family weddings. So people will click it to get the details or the map. Right? But once you click it, it will plant a malware in your phone. So by that time it's happened, consider your phone, your information gone.
But that's very difficult, you see, the whole invitation scam at least. You know, you assume because people do invitations digitally these days. So how do we identify this?
A very, very tricky one because we don't want people to get scared until it's a legit wedding invitation. People will not dare to open it, right? So we have to be very cautious to advise on this because we don't want people actually miss out the real invitation. So it happens usually to our parents, older people, right? So they just, this is my friend. You just click. Doesn't know that their account has been dry out from the malware. Another type of scams that been popular in Malaysia is penunggang agama scam lah. Will be translated literally as a religion rider. Malaysia and Brunei, we have kind-hearted people, right? We tend to donate. So one of the amount that take from Ministry of Communication back in 2023, the scammer gained 1.2 billion ringgit Malaysia through the donation scheme. So you can see how generous the Malaysian, and I would say, I would assume Brunei also same, right? The donation scheme, right? So another scams that in Malaysia is Hajj or Umrah scams. So that is, I think, if I become the victim of that scam, I will be too emotional, very down, like Malin
Because
said,
it's really expensive, and a
just
lot of people put their
imagine,
life savings
your
into this.
parents save, they are working for 20, 30 years. They want to go Hajj, they want to do the Umrah, but they got scammed. They're stranded in the airport, everything. So that is one of the example that are popular in Malaysia.
Can we talk about, okay, so these are all the online scams that are available, that are in the market, so to speak. Recently, Baiduri had a bit of a scare. There was an incident that happened, and it happened at one of the ATMs. So this is a skimming situation. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
There is one device that mimicking and very similar to the real device. It can be cards, it can be in the keyboard. I mean, Baiduri Bank always have this policy where we do due diligence. So it was daily activity when we, refill the money in the ATM. Yes, that's why we found it. So immediately we done 2 checks to the whole ATM in Brunei, including KB. We scanned through everything. There's only one detected in Lambak, I think you know, right? After that incident, no saying that no fraud, card fraud being detected, everything, because the perpetrator need to come back and collect that device. Only then they can connect and get the information. So since Baiduri detect and get that device first, so they cannot get.
So thankfully, that is the situation. However, it could have gone sideways. Someone could have been a victim of.
If that perpetrator able to get that device, then it will be hard.
So in light of this, what is Baiduri doing to educate the public?
You can just Google Baiduri Learn. You can see a lot of tips and tricks, do and don'ts on online scamming, or not only on the products, but also on the online scamming. So we can read through how to detect the scam, how to avoid that, and what can do better if we get in that situation.
I do feel that the onus isn't just on the institutions, be it the Cyber Security Brunei or any financial institution. The onus is also on us as consumers, as the public. We also need to take the initiative to educate ourselves, to be in the know with these sort of situations, and try our very best not to fall victim. Don't click on anything, and don't believe any random message that comes into your inbox. So we're going to pivot a little bit, and let's talk about tactics of the scammers and how we can identify what are the red flags. The few obvious ones that we shared earlier on, Emily shared, was the message. And then after that, they're quite aggressive.
They're threatening you. And also, actually, after all this happened, when I had my new IG, there are more new hackers coming in.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so there's also one more that I almost got. That was also because I was juggling, actually. So I was driving, but then I had to buy something and I stopped in the middle. And I replied her. So I replied. She actually said she wanted some wagon from me, and they asked me to send to this location. So they only send me this code, like the map code, like plus H something. And then when I put in Google, it's yeah. So they said, please deliver to by today. When I saw that, I said, okay, if there's anyone who can receive, because you only send me like, is it to the receptionist, or are you there to receive the goods? And how are you going to pay? I said, I was asking her all that. She did not reply me. She just asked me again to check if I receive a message. So I did eventually receive a message. So that message was actually like the 6 number codes. If I do the same mistake again, if I copy that and I send to her, then I will lose my other IG again. But eventually, all this has stopped. So everyone who sent me any message like that, or anyone telling me about copyrights, about like policies and all that, I just block and delete. I don't care. Even they try to be like customers, asking you to send some things, but you have to be extra careful right now, because that is what they want you to do when you are like busy.
So one of those things, right? As I mentioned earlier on, it's a boon. So it's an advantage that we're all connected, that everything is seamless these days. But there are also a lot of disadvantages. Okay, so let's talk about tactics now.
Here are some of the common tactics. Number one is when it comes to online shopping, for example, the deal is just too good to be true. Yeah, like $200 iPhones. Come on, right? And then of course sometimes they have poor grammar or spelling error. But of course with the introduction of ChatGPT AI these days, so you could never know. So it's quite hard to detect. And then of course the next one is they use unverified or unofficial email. For example, let's say you're expecting email from Baiduri. It should be like from customer service at Baiduri.com, right? It shouldn't be from Baiduri at Outlook.com.
Something that we have to pay attention to, like you mentioned, that the URL, the address that this is coming from, and also grammar. That's something that I do notice, the whole grammar thing. I think the next question that I've got is to do with protecting ourselves. Okay, but before that, how did they get our information? How did they get her information? How did they get anyone's information? A lot of people get their Instagram accounts hacked. I remember in our last episode, one of our guests mentioned that he did get his Instagram account hacked. He didn't know what to do, he was locked out of it, but he, like Emily, started a brand new account and of course is doing much better this time, because in Brunei, once you share information, everyone knows, oh, that account is hacked. We move on to this account instead. So what can we do to protect ourselves?
So there's 3 points. The first one is the typical one you see on Hollywood movies, wearing hoodies, typing codes. That's the system hacking, okay? The second one is quite common in Brunei. It's called social engineering. But everyone call it hacking, but it's actually not. It's just a manipulative way to like get information out of you by just talking to you. So there's like 4 types of social engineering: phishing, vishing, smishing, quishing.
One more time. Phishing, vishing, smishing, quishing.
Quishing, yes.
Okay, just remember that, guys.
Yes.
She's going to explain.
Okay, I'm going to explain, okay? So phishing is they try to get your information through email or DM.
So these would be my cousin is not well email situation.
You got inheritance
you
or
got
something.
$1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
So the second one is vishing. Okay. Vishing is like you mentioned earlier. They call you. They pretend to be from the bank. So during that phone call, can I have your bank account username and also password? So that's stealing information through voice. So yeah. And then another one is smishing, like DHL. The Post Brunei SMS. So that one is through SMS or instant messaging apps. And the last one is quishing, which is actually quite new. The last 8 years I've been teaching is always phishing, vishing, smishing. It's always these 3. But last year they introduced quishing. So basically I'll share you this one case. So far, Alhamdulillah, quishing nada kena report di Brunei. But there's this one case in our neighboring country where this lady, she was like queuing up for this bubble tea or boba tea or something. So she saw this QR code. It says that fill in the survey and you get free drink. So she scanned the QR code and then apparently she filled in the details and then it installed some sort of malware into her phone. So when she woke up the next day, her $20,000 is just missing from her account, like that. So basically, you scan the QR code, it redirected you to what do you call this? A malicious website. Yeah.
Kind of difficult to blame her as well, because she was at a place that sells drinks and she wanted a drink, so she scanned the QR code.
Those are some of the ways that people can steal our information: phishing, vishing, smishing. As for with a P. So as for, like I mentioned, the first one, the system hacking, to hack into a system, for example, someone wants to hack into a bank. Like Amir mentioned, they always do due diligence every day. They check every day. It's quite impossible. It's possible, but it's quite challenging to hack into a system. So rather than hacking a system, might as well hack another human. It's a lot easier to hack another human. To answer your question, so this last point is that how did they get your information? Okay, maybe there's a high chance that you sign up for a website. For example, you sign up for a social media, and then that platform got hacked. And then all our information, including our email password, is being sold on the dark website.
So this would explain why we are always on multiple Telegram accounts.
Yes.
So someone somewhere got hacked and our information was shared.
Yes.
How they get their information sometimes is because we are the one who give to them. So if you walk in the mall, sir, can you fill in the survey form? So we put our name, our telephone number, our email. In our social media also, we are tend to oversharing. Because, I mean, just give you one case where the reset password button. So in order for you, let's say I'm a hacker, right? So I want to reset the Emily's Instagram. So they will prompt out security questions. What are your first sibling's name? What is your mother's name? What is your favorite car? So all these information are actually in our Facebook, in our Instagram, so they can just guess.
So these guys are master researchers. They
Yes.
go through your
Yes.
entire account.
It's not hard like Izwana said. It's not hard. It's already there. It's us, the one who upload it for the whole wide view, right? So they can just guess.
So it's best not to use that kind of information as your security question.
Yes, and if can, do not oversharing and make your profile, if your personal profile, private. I know there's some people who, I want the whole world to know I'm drinking this coffee this morning. Yeah, apparently that is not good ways.
Okay, but for those who do have public accounts, so Emily has a
Yes,
public
right.
account, I also have a public account. What can we do? What can we do to stop this from happening, or to protect ourselves rather?
In cybersecurity term, there are the multi-factor authentication. So not only put in your password, but you have setting a code sent to your emails, your phones. I think Emily mentioned earlier the code, right? So it's a multi-factor authentication, so that time that hacker already put in your password.
Yes, and
Correctly
they got
guessed.
my code.
And then I just need that
They
code.
just need
That's
the
why
code
they
to authenticate.
keep prompting, hey, can you give me a code? Can you give me the code? So again, when you come at that circumstances, please change your password.
So they figured out your password.
Yes, and I
basically.
didn't do anything. I didn't change my password.
I see.
And your password, if can,
Don't
not,
use family
yeah,
names,
family name,
no
I
kids'
mean,
names,
Change
husband's
regularly.
names. Oh, change regularly.
Yes.
Is it advisable to have the same password across different platforms?
No.
It's like a single point of failure, we call it. So once I got your Instagram, can I test in the Facebook account? Can I test in another one?
But as a as a consumer,
Yeah.
it's so much easier to just get your password to be the same across all platforms.
The password need to be long, easy to remember, hard to guess, and only can be changed when you think it's a compromise. Again, a long password,
Passphrase.
a fast phrase. I love follow me something, but not need
Is that your password?
For example, you can put the numbers there, right? So, but remember, it's easy for you to remember, but it's hard for the others to guess. So that is, you can use that, but still not recommend to use the same password for everything. So.
Password manager helps as well, but remember to pick reputable password manager, not something you picked up from like a third party or something like that.
So basically, it's a website that helps or
To manage the
your
password,
passwords.
yes.
I mean, some phones do have this built-in, a system built in to remember your passwords for different websites, which is great, especially if you're one like me who doesn't remember passwords. Okay, so we've talked about, lessons that we've learned and how we can go about this. What are the other biggest mistakes that people are making, apart from clicking on that link and oversharing on the internet? Is there anything else that we're doing wrong that we should be aware of?
First off, this is just an advice actually. If you want to purchase something, you might want to consider to purchase through a legitimate or reputable e-commerce website rather than through social media. This is because e-commerce website, they have this return policy. If this stuff never came and never arrived, at least you can refund everything. But social media, it's a social networking site. It doesn't have that kind of policy. That's one of the advice actually. If you want to go shopping, try to go to e-commerce website first. But if you ever encounter scammers, selling like luxury bags, cheaper price, actually that's the thing. People
too good to be
it's
true.
too good to be true. So people always fell for that one. And if possible, if they ask for deposits, try not to put deposits first. You might want to like discuss with them. Can I have the items first or something in stock? Then once you receive the item, then you pay for it.
I think there's one more scam that I'd like to shed light on before we wrap up. Love scams, something we didn't touch on. And from my research, Brunei has quite a lot of victims. Yes. And we're not talking about small amounts of money. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars that are being transferred to someone they think they're in love with. And it turns out to be a scam.
Usually, when we receive report, is usually through phone calls, our hotline, emails, and all that. But this one time, this one victim, anaknya lah, can you please talk to my mom? I will bring her to your office. The mom was like quite stubborn lah. So she brought the mom to the office, and then she showed all the documentations. And then when we saw the documentations, okay, this is obviously fake. It's not from the government in Malaysia or something like that. And then apparently the mom sent around 20K or something. And then her savings macam habis. She asked the daughter to take up loan to pay for the love scam.
Oh, dearie me, people taking out loans to pay for...
Because the mom is promised some sort of like jewelries or money and all that, but the daughter knew it's a scam. But the mom wouldn't listen. So they called us up. So we had to talk to her.
Do we find that it is forgive me, but it's the older generation that are falling victims to this?
Usually older generations, but I've encountered younger generations. They fell for this one guy because he looked like some sort of K-pop. Yeah. I encountered a lot actually, so.
Okay, so a lot. Oh dear, so we've got a problem. Guys, when it comes to love, I think online love, probably not the way to go, okay? And yourself, Amir, is there anything else that you'd like to share with regards to mistakes that consumers are making?
When you go for a bank, for example, so or any organization that already have our personal information, if they ask again, your username, your password, your bank account, your PIN number, so you know that is already red flag. The organization already know the information that you when you click something, the link, any link, then it go to any form that require you to put in anything, your personal information. Always stop and challenge them if you can. I mean via email, via phishing. If someone call, why you need. Instead of the challenging can be an easy way. You can, instead of you giving your IC number, you can say, okay, can you read my IC number?
Back to me.
Yes, back to me, so I can validate. So if they are legit, they already know their information, so you can double check lah. So if they say, oh, you need to read, so you already know that this is a scammer. It's not the correct organization that I'm talking to right now.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your insights on this topic. Before we wrap up, if something happens, if we get scammed, like Emily, where do we go? Who do we report to? What do we do? Because like in her story, she was alone. She asked a few people, but ultimately she was going through this alone. So how do we go about this?
And whenever you encounter that kind of scams, you can call BRUCET, Brunei Computer Emergency Response Team, for assistance. We can give advice what to do. So we do have two hotlines. Actually we have like email, the phone call, and also WhatsApp. So our phone number is 245-8001. Our WhatsApp is 7170766. All those hotlines is 24/7. Yeah, we do receive phone calls like subo-subo, So when we give you advice, some of the advice that we give is actually gather evidence such as screenshots, okay, and then report it to your bank, or let's say you send it through remittance company. Yeah, you can report it to them, and then you need to report the profile to the social media admin platform. Yeah. And of course, if you already sent the money, all right, or there's like someone threatening you for your safety, we strongly advise you to report it to the nearest police station.
And one last question. When you do send that money, the chances of you getting that money back?
It depends on the investigation. Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much once again to all of our guests, to Emily, to Iswana, as well as to Amir for sharing your insights and your experiences with regards to online scams in general, what to look out for, what we need to know. So it's been very, very informative. Key takeaways would be: don't click on any links. Don't click on any links online. Don't respond to messages, where unsolicited messages you don't expect. You did not order anything online, therefore you don't expect a DHL package or any sort of package coming through. And educate yourselves. Educate yourselves on the issues. This is something that is pretty new to a lot of people. So just go online and find out more information. So thank you very much once again to our guests. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of our Baiduri Podcast, talking about online scams, cybercrime. We've learned about the experiences that Emily has had and heard from Iswana as well as Amir what we can do to go about this situation. We hope that you've learned from this podcast. I certainly have. We look very much forward to welcoming you to another podcast soon.